guys, it's Hannah. I am going to do a book review on The Young Elites by Marie Lu. And Marie Lu has become one of my favorite authors ever since last year when I read the Legend series, Legend, Prodigy, and Champion, the trilogy. And I just fell in love with her writing because I love action-packed writing that is just thrilling and intriguing and has political intrigue and just badass characters. And June and Day from there were quite amazing. So I was very excited going into The Young Elites. This cover, although I said it in my book haul, I wasn't sure about it. I thought it was the art cover just because there's not much going on in this cover. There's the dagger, which does have to do with it, but I wanted something like there that kind of brought you into the book instead of just a cloudy background with the title. It's cool, don't get me wrong, but I had an expectation that wasn't entirely met by this. But inside the cover, the actual book did excite me because I don't read it with a dust jacket. But I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads because it definitely caught my attention and took me for a ride. If you don't know what this book about, this is a book following a girl named Adelina Amoteru from a land called Kenetra. And she's actually a Timoran, I believe that's what it's called. Reminds me of Tamara Pierce. But they definitely give you a overview of where everything is in the map that Marie Lu has in here, and I love that. I love when there's a map because you can just like go back and look at it and see exactly where the land is and where the layout is and exactly how far things are or where somebody's from. I love it. If you don't know what this book about, this is a book following a girl named Adelina Amoteru who has survived the blood fever. The blood fever has gone through her world and wiped out quite a few people, and those who survived are left marked by certain things. Either it's different eye color or a scar or a different coloration on their skin. It could be anything, and those who have survived start manifesting these powers. Those who are marked are called Malfetos. They are segregated against in this world because of what they are. And those who manifest powers started a society called the Dagger Society, and they're known as the Young Elites because they are trying to overthrow the king because he has done a terrible job ruling, and there is definitely amazing plot twists and changes, and it follows 3 of the main characters that we see: Adelina, Taryn, and Enzo. One thing I love about this book, Marie Lu did an amazing job with, is the names. I love a good name because you don't want just a everyday Susan or a John or something. Not that those aren't good names. They are good names. But I love creating names just out of random letters on the keyboard. And definitely those names: Adelina Amoteru, Taryn Santoro, and Enzo Valenciano. They're definitely amazing, and I love what she did. Again, comparing to the Legend series, I don't feel that Marie Lu marked up to her ability to change perspectives between the different characters. In the Legend trilogy, she was able to go back between June and Day quite seamlessly, and you were able to tell the difference. In some books, you go back between characters and you can't really tell the difference except for in the top of the chapter it says, this person's talking. There aren't characteristics and there aren't certain definitive qualities through the narration of the characters. And the same kind of happened, I feel, the majority of the book is told through Adelina's perspective, but we do get little tidbits from Taryn and Enzo, and even Raphael. Mainly, there isn't a huge difference between their narration, so that kind of a little bit dampened my perspective. One of the reasons it only has a 4 out of 5, but it was still amazing. The names, you guys, just back to the names. Even choosing the names after she joins the Dagger Society is just amazing. What they mean, the messenger. That has nothing to do with his talent for Raphael, but it's like who he is as Raphael and the Reaper. First you're just like, wait, what? He can control fire. What does reaping have to do with it? And then that's it. Like Windwalker, and she becomes White Wolf, and that's just, it's like your soul's name. It's so cool. And Marie Lu did such an amazing job with that. I do love all of the action, and I was definitely drawn into this book because it was hyped as a villain's story. So we're always going through the hero's journeys over and over and over again, and just about every book you get to see the character development, and you get to see them go through personal trials, but it's always the hero triumphing. I was super excited to see what the villain thinks, you know, kind of maybe even seeing what Tom Riddle thinks in a book. And since this is just the first book in this series, I know that we're going to see more of her as a villain, maybe, because in this book she really wasn't a villain. She has qualities of a villain, I guess, but it's mostly just her inner workings and her dealings with tragedy, and how she grew up in an abused house and has darkness in her, and fighting the darkness that she thrives on because of her alliance with fury and fear and passion and just destruction. And her thriving on that is another really interesting aspect that I thought Marie Lu did an amazing job talking about and just describing. I did feel it was a little bit slow, though. I mean, considering how much action was in there, it shouldn't have been slow, but I think that just the way that it was structured, I felt a little bit dragging on-ish, but I still, the parts that definitely climaxed were amazing. Like the scene in the arena when Enzo and Terran have to go and fight, and you don't know how they planned and you don't know what they're doing, but you just know that they have to save Raphael and then they have to win. And so Adelina goes out into the arena after Terran and Enzo, and then just like goes crazy because she doesn't have the strength to hold her illusions, and then it's accidentally Enzo that she pulls into a fit of pain, and then that's the part when Terran can kill him. Oh my god. Oh my gosh, you guys. It was saddening. I mean, it was hard just because we didn't get Enzo's full story, which I really wanted to get. We got little tidbits, and we got the romantic electricity between Enzo and Adelina, but we never know if he loved her because of Daphne and what that relationship did, but we still felt enough for Enzo that just killed the revolution. The revolution couldn't do anything now because the prince is dead. I loved the surprises and the turns. Violetta has powers. What? Oh my gosh, she's like the hidden hero who knows everything, because from the beginning she's not marked and she's beautiful, and Adelina is jealous of her and just super angsty because their father loves her and then hates Adelina because she's a Malfetto. But guess what? Violetta's a Malfetto too and has been staunching Adelina's powers for her own safety and just knows everything. Because at first we're thinking, oh, she's just a spoiled little bratty kid, and it's just along for the ride, and we have to go save her, and she's the damsel in distress because the father is dead now. No, she knows exactly what she's doing, because she, oh my gosh, like she goes and asks for Adelina's safety when she gets arrested, and she's like, oh, thank you for killing our father. You're like, what? You're supposed to be the sweet one. And then she still is, but you're like, you knew exactly what you were doing, and you're the one who's kept Adelina in line this whole time. Oh, brilliant. Speaking of side characters, one thing that really impressed me was that Adelina wasn't the main character at first. Enzo was. And it's on the last page that Marie Lu talks about it, the acknowledgements. She acknowledges that somebody had said that because in her draft, it was just Enzo's fight for the throne after being rid of his birthright. Somebody was like, oh, Adelina seems like a main character, or seems like a good character, because she was just a side character in that fact. And Marie Lu was like, yeah, you know, I love writing about the bad girl, she's always fun. And like, she'd be a good actual character. She's like, wait a minute, that's a good idea! Da-da-da! The Young Elites. Adelina Amoteru. I don't even know if that's how you pronounce it, but that's how I'm doing it. I'm sorry. That's one of my favorite things. I love hearing about how the stories come about in people's minds and stuff. Brilliant. Again, awesome book. 4 out of 5 stars. Amazing. Marie Lu. But that's all I have for you guys. I hope my rambling has entertained you today. And if you want that book, definitely go check it out. It is one of my top ones that I've read this month. If you like this video, keep watching, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!